This is going to be a much more somber video. We are exactly 1 week away from the the 2022 midterms. And we have to consider the possibility that the Republican Party might actually retake power in the House and Senate. But I'm going to give you a small preview as to what that's going to look like. They're going to waste time and money on endlessly investigating all their political enemies, namely, of course, President Biden, Vice President Harris, or any other Democrat who said one thing wrong about them or has irked them during the Trump years. The basic plot line is that they're going to do everything they can to get Donald Trump back into power extra-constitutionally and illegally. They have no qualms about that whatsoever. And more to the point, when it comes to the rights of women, though the overturning of Roe v. Wade will be mere pancakes to what is coming next. The rights of the LGBTQ will be completely limited. The rights of the people of color in this country will be completely limited. And anyone who says anything about that is not only labeled a terrorist under their standards, but is labeled extremely the enemy under their standards. This is the reality that we're facing. And after what we saw and after what we learned about Nancy Pelosi's husband being assaulted, while this madman tried to actually go after Nancy herself, assaulting her husband, that is going to be the norm in the Republican-ran America. No, excuse me, a MAGA Republican-led America. The voices of extremism from Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert won't stop. They'll only be amplified as their hot grab for power continues to get even 10 times worse day after day after day. The situations that they were campaigning on, high gas prices, high inflation, high crime rates in American cities, will not be solved by these people. They will be completely ignored because all they care about is power. I have spent the last few weeks asking Republicans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and especially Truth Social, what is going to happen if Republicans take power? How will you solve the problems that they are campaigning and even especially complaining about? None of them have answered me with a straight answer. All they said is take the House, take the Senate, and that's it. And some of them even go even further, impeach Biden and impeach Harris and get Donald Trump back into office. That is where their mindset is. That is where their only mindset is. Power. They don't care about the people. They don't care about solving the problems they've been screaming about since day one of the Biden administration, and day one since it was announced that Donald Trump lost the election. And speaking of which, the January 6th committee will be destroyed. And no one in power will be held to account for that. Not Marjorie Taylor Greene, not Lauren Boebert, not Mitch McConnell, not anyone Republican in the Senate, especially Ted Cruz, and especially Donald Trump will not be called to account. Regardless of how many times his lawyers scream that they should testify before the committee. There it is. Your preview of MAGA Republican-ran America. Nothing will get solved, things will get worse, and people will die. However, there's going to be blowback, obviously. Blowback against the good, obviously, but hopefully blowback against the bad. But it may not be in time enough to stop the carnage. The Republican Party has shown, the MAGA Republican Party has shown absolutely no respect for this country, and they will rip it apart for the sake of one man. They've shown this. They're energizing the proudly uninformed or fanatical to destroy our country, all for the sake of one person. And at the end of the day, nothing will change. Gas prices will not change. Crime in the streets will only triple. Only it's going to be the MAGA Republicans committing those crimes instead of the black thugs that Fox News, ONN, and Newsmax like to label people like me as. Inflation will not go down because they had every opportunity in the last 1 or 2 years to stop inflation, to stop price gouging at the pumps, and they have done nothing to stop it. All in a bid to try to hurt President Biden and the Democrats, to own the libs, as it were. Nothing will change, and it will only get worse. So we have to face the reality. Now, I'm praying that we take back the House and Senate, and more to the point, we take it in number. We show up and vote in numbers never before seen since 2020. We knocked out Donald Trump from the White House. But we have to realize the reality of the situation. The Republicans could take power. They could win the midterms, and this country will be even 10 times worse than it is right now. Not when it comes to gas prices or anything else, because those are going to get worse anyway. But when it comes to what this country is supposed to stand for, what this country is supposed to fight for, will all be lost in a MAGA-controlled America. The Constitution that you want us to see as Holy Writ will be nothing more than a piece of paper, a piece of toilet paper that the Republican Party, that the MAGA, have already wiped their butts on, day in and day out, since the election of Donald Trump, since before the election of Donald Trump. So unfortunately, that's the reality that confronts us if MAGA takes over the House and the Senate. They have no intentions of helping us. They have no intentions of helping the situations they're all screaming about. All they want is power and control. So I ask of you, the next 7 days are incredibly crucial. Go to your friends, go to your family, get them out to vote. Offer to take people to the polling places, rent a bus if you have to. Get out and vote. Because the reality I just described to you in this video, it might be 10 times worse than what I've said. Bank on it. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.